Inner Light, the space where honesty meets healing. Tonight, we are joined by Noah May, multi podcast host from Alabama, and someone who has been on the front lines of depression and anxiety. His story isn't just about struggle, it's about surviving the storm and learning to speak your truth in the process. If you have ever felt like your mind was working against you, this conversation is for you. Welcome to the show, Noah. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Mhm. So, Noah, take us to the beginning. What did the early signs of depression and anxiety look like for you?
Well, for me, depression and anxiety was kind of a taboo subject growing up. My parents really didn't deal with it a lot, and my friends also didn't deal with it. So when I first got diagnosed with it and was starting to go through the depression spell, I didn't quite know really what was happening. And especially with the anxiety, I got anxiety at a later time than I did for my depression. And so the anxiety was very much a confusing it was confusing time because we couldn't really pinpoint what was going on. The depression was kind of easy to detect and kind of find because I had a lot of common illnesses and symptoms for it, and so the depression wasn't hard to decipher and tell. But the anxiety took some time. My doctor at the time was kind of confused about what was going on with me when I first got diagnosed with it, and it was just really challenging to deal with it at such an early time because no one else was really going through it. And I kind of felt alone at the time.
Mm-hmm. Right. And were there moments you thought it was just stress or something you could push through?
At times I could push through it, other times it was difficult. There were times where the stress really got the best of me a lot and affected my lifestyle very much so. The anxiety actually caused so much vulnerability in me. Just going outside made me nervous as crap, and then um, going out and just going to the store, going to the gas station, like I had done ever since I was little, would cause me to have very much anxiety attacks, and it that was difficult to go through because when something that you've done all your life now makes you nervous and get your whole body starts to hurt from it, it's real difficult to live with. So there were times where it was easy to live with it, but other times it was really, really challenging.
Mm-hmm. And that denial is so real for so many until the body and mind force us to listen.
Um, I would say it's hard to get the body and mind to listen sometimes because it anxiety and depression and any mental health, it creates to me its own mind. It puts a different it's like having a multi personality. You're you're fine one way, but then anxiety and depression can kind of make you be this whole other person. And being that person is difficult to live with because it's not yourself. There have been a lot of times where I've done stuff during my depression anxiety spells that I look back at it and I'm like, that was just not who I am. I don't even know who that person was.
Mm-hmm. Right. And how did podcasting become part of your healing journey?
The podcasting became about a few years ago when I was going through a lot with my anxiety. I noticed that podcasts were starting to get really popular, and this was during the pandemic. This was I think like 2021 when I started wanting to podcast a lot or wanted to start, and then being able to come on here and tell my story. Before I had done podcasting, I was a real huge advocate for mental health. I talked about it all the time and would always discuss it with my friends and tell them that you can tell me anything. I'm a safe space. I'm not going to judge you for what you are going through. I'm not going to judge you for how you are as a person. If your mental health made you do bad things, I'm not going to judge you for it. You're not alone. I keep that space to have them be heard, and I'm open about it to let people know that they're not by themselves, that someone else is going to do the same thing they are. So podcasting for me was a way to help talk about mental health openly and be able to tell the truth about it, because men tend to, and I'm not saying all men do, but most men try to have to put that image on that they're supposed to be tough skin, they have to have no emotion at all. And if they show any sign of emotion or weakness, it shows that they are weak to the public. And a lot of men don't want to have that image of, oh, I'm weak. They want to have the image of, I'm strong, nothing gets me down, nothing's ever wrong with me. And that's typically not true. I was always, I used to be like that when I was younger, but now I don't care if I have a splinter in my hand. I tell the whole world about it.
That's amazing. And was there a moment when sharing publicly helped you reclaim your voice?
That's a good question. Mm, I don't think it necessarily reclaimed anything. Um, just knowing that people are relating to it and actually have be able to kind of appreciate what I've said and appreciate that there's episodes out there. Um, they I think are really grateful for those. Because I try to keep it lighthearted, but I also try to put a serious tone on it. And when I need to be serious at parts, I do get down and serious about anything, but then I try to put light on it so that it's not as dark and deep. I try to make positive of the situation and help people see the light in it. Um, but I don't think I've really reclaimed it has reclaimed anything in me. Just being able to be there for other people's been the most rewarding thing.
Mm-hmm. And it's powerful when pain becomes purpose and purpose becomes your platform.
Um, I would say for that one purpose, I have a reason that I think I'm here to help people guide their way through mental health. And I don't know, it's, I don't really want to put like a solid reason or purpose on it. It's more, I just want to be there for people and help them deal with really tough issues and let them know that I have their back 100% and that it gets better with time.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. And what role does community or the lack of it play in your mental health recovery?
The community can be challenging a little bit. It If someone doesn't really deal with any mental health disorder, and I applaud people that don't have to go through it, because it's something that you don't want to deal with. I don't even wish this on my worst enemy. I don't wish it, but the general community doesn't quite understand, and it might be different in different parts of the world, but here, if people don't really deal with it or have a sense of what mental health is or what depression is like, they don't fully understand. And so when you're trying to explain it to a person that's quote unquote normal, they kind of look at you, give you a funny look, and they're just not going to understand or get. Some people with this will think that you're crazy, or that there is something wrong with you and it's not physically, it's mentally, there's something wrong with you. And it gets frustrating just with the general public trying to explain what's going on because if they're not going through it, they won't fully understand and grasp what you're trying to tell them.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And how can someone start building that support if they feel isolated or ashamed?
My advice for people that are going through it, it it's cheesy. It does get better. You'll have good days and you'll have bad days. Um, One way that I've coped with it has been music. Music has been number one for me. Um, Even if it's a sad song, if you like that song and it makes you feel happier, listen to that song. If there's like a hard rock song you want to listen to, that's fine as well. Whatever music you want to listen to help you get into a better mood and a better spirits, do it. Another thing for me has been writing. I have done some writing on myself, and I've learned that I write best when I'm down. And that's usually when I can write and write really good. So just write, even if it's a sentence, if it's a 20-page essay, it doesn't matter the length, just as long as you're able to write. And you don't have to show it to anybody. You don't have to share it with no one. It can just be for you and yourself only. Think of it as like a personal diary. Just write in it once a day. And if you don't feel like writing that day, you don't have to. Another thing is friends and family. You want to have a good support system. Luckily, it took me a while. It took me a long time to find the support I need, but I finally have a group of friends that fully understand me and I understand them. And my family's been so supportive and behind me through this whole journey. And lastly, I would say if you're able to afford it, therapy. I know therapy can be expensive. I wish therapy was not as expensive as it is. It should be one thing free. But if you're able to go to therapy, I highly recommend it. It's helped me tremendously over the years, especially when I got my anxiety diagnosis. It helps. And don't be afraid to go to therapists and psychiatrists. For the longest time, I always thought that going to those people meant, oh, you're crazy. No. TV does a bad thing of portraying that the only people you see in those offices are people that have imaginary friends, they have something messed up in their head, and that's not necessarily true. You go there and usually it's just normal everyday people that are sitting out there waiting to see and talk to someone. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to try something to get your mind off anything and really just have a good support system and um, just take one day at a time and I promise you it gets better.
Mm-hmm. And that first reach outward can be terrifying, but it's also the beginning of hope.
Hope is never really giving up. I have learned to never give up. There have been times where I have wanted to give up and have almost given up. And something always tells me no, you can't do it. You've been put here for a reason. Doing this to yourself is not going to make you feel better. So hope to me is to not give up and don't let the devil win. That's what he'll want you to do. You have to fight back. And if he takes you down, you take him down harder.
Mm-hmm. 100%. And for those still in the thick of anxiety or depressive episodes, what helped you ride the waves instead of drowning in them?
Um, Being resilient has really helped me through it. No, while depression and anxiety has broken me down to where I'm basically dust. I've always built myself up and I've always come back from it. I've always fought and just being able to look back and see that I was able to overcome it has it's real inspiring to me and helps me so much that if I would regret it 100% if I had fully broken down and I did just finally break.
Mm-hmm. And what daily practices or mindsets shift become game changers for you?
Trying to take it every day, day by day. I don't necessarily go with a plan anymore. I used to the plan, but I used to every time I would plan something, something would always fall through, something would always come up and would alter it. I've just kind of woke up and just take it day by day. You don't really plan the next day. I just wake up and just take every minute by minute. And that has been that's worked for me. I know it's not for everybody. Everybody can't really just wake up and just go with the flow and be like, "Oh, we'll see what happens today." I know some people have to plan, and that's okay. But I'm just saying, for me, just waking up and not really saying, "Okay, I have this to do today. I have this to do today." It Because I know if I have a to do list, it will not come true, and something will come up and will affect the whole list, and that will make me mad because I won't be able to do everything that I wanted to today.
It's incredible how simple things, when done consistently, can reroute even the darkest thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. I It's amazing how the something simple can really come with dark feelings. I 100% agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what would you say to someone listening right now who feels like they're losing the battle you have fought so hard to survive?
My advice to you guys is, if you ever feel like you are at death's door and the devil's about to come, do not let him win. Or whatever you believe in, don't let that spirit win. Lift up, keep your head up high. If you need an escape, watch a movie, something, or listen to music, watch a TV show, watch a funny video, or get on social media and talk to your friends. I mean, try to do anything that you can to get you in a better light and get you in better spirits, because in the end, you'll be very happy you did that, because you don't know what would happen. You don't know what would have happened if you didn't do that beforehand. And never wait, because sometimes waiting is what will get you in the end.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And if they're too numb or exhausted to believe in hope, what's the one thing they should hold on to?
I hold on to kind of my past a lot, and I'll kind of look and see how far I've come from it. I have two tattoos on me, one that's fighter and one that's a survivor. And those two words have been my favorite tattoos I have on me, because helps. It's my way of showing that I've overcome what I've gone through. I hold these two close to me a lot. They're the most inspirational thing to me. And I just really keep my friends and family close, because I feel like without them, I don't know where I would be now. And I don't know what my life would be like if I did not have a good support system with me and have friends that I can talk to when I need them, and just have that kind of support. It's something that don't want to give up, and I never will.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And sometimes the greatest courage is just staying for tomorrow. That's enough.
Yeah, 100%.
Mhm. So, Noah, thank you for your openness, your fire, and your fight. And to everyone listening, remember, anxiety and depression are not your identity, they're signals. invitations to slow down, speak up, and heal. So if you're walking through the dark, just keep walking. There's light here, and you're not alone.